I put it on my grave. One day we is gonna be paid. So I'ma work every day till I get the family straight. Yeah. I walk in this bitch, promethazine got me coughing and shit. Lean to my left, have a squat in this bitch. Audience lit, heard this from Zig, now they offer me shit. Talking a bit, she wanna fuck, but I got me a bitch. She said, so what? So that got me a bitch. Can't fuck it up, but she wants to and shit. Yeah. I walk in this bitch, promethazine got me coughing and shit. Lean to my left, have a squat in this bitch. Audience lit, heard them some Zig, now they offer me shit. Talking a bit, she wanna fuck, but I got me a bitch. She said, so what? So that got me a bitch. Can't fuck it up, but she wants to.
Solomon take 3 days too?
Psilocybin?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 3 days, but it's definitely quick. Psilocybin. No, that's shrooms.
Oh, shrooms.
Yeah. Psilocybin. I think it's spelled Psilocybin.
It's PSY somewhere.
I'm about to say it's a Y somewhere, yeah.
It's PSY.
The Y is either at the end or the beginning.
Essentially shrooms. Like, it'll be out your system in 3 days. What's going on, everybody? Episode 94, End of Regulation Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shake.
Boop nuke.
94. Everybody in here was born.
I was born in 94.
Hey, yo, that's crazy. That's really crazy. That actually is crazy.
Except for you two.
97 is crazy.
I'm clapping for that shit.
R.I.P. Tupac, though.
Class of 2012 in this bitch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm far away from the mic right now, but yeah, I'm still here. 2015.
You hit the button for Berg one time. Did that.
Yes, you're boozing.
Ivan Drago's here. You know what I'm saying?
It's the wave, not hating nothing. It's literally just a
But that's Ivan, though. That's
silent wave.
Zig Newport in the building.
Yeah, you have to stop, bro.
it's a new criminal at the end of Zig every week.
BDT's here too.
And they the
Feel
long
me?
too. at that.
Big Dick Tickler is worse, though.
Nah, yeah, yeah.
We're not doing this.
Nigga, you
said it.
and you waited till the pod was over.
Nah, it was recording. You confirmed it on air.
What recording? What recording? Exactly. What recording?
I'll go clip it. But more importantly,
Nah, but that Bert said that.
more importantly,
Like that.
returning with us this week, we have the lovely ladies, CeCe and Malika.
Hey. Hi, guys.
Hookah Gal is here. Plug your shit.
Hey guys, follow me on Instagram, Hookah Gal. No party is too small or too big to have the good hooks and the vibes, all right?
You know what I'm saying? Sponsored by Hookah Gal. We are smoking this shit right now. The hookahs are buzzing.
I am lightheaded already.
You over here steaming this shit like it's a fucking song.
2012, and that was it.
Really?
That shit again.
I used to fry niggas for smoking hookah, and Lenny,
Yeah, that's
Lenny.
Niggas being
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been smoking hookah since like 2012.
Really?
When Antigua Grill, nobody knew about Antigua Grill, I was in Antigua Grill.
bro.
Nah, but listen, that shit.
It just became cool for grown men to do that shit all of a sudden. Like, I knew it was strange because a couple years my dad was making fun of this shit, and then him and all his friends had hookah pens, and everybody had their own hookahs, and niggas was bringing them bitches to cookouts and all types of shit. And I just looked at my dad, and I was just
Like, Daddy.
disappointed but confused.
Wait, so your dad got a
My dad has a what?
vape?
Nah, he has a hookah.
Oh, I thought
That
it was a
ain't
hookah pen.
That's a vape. That's a vape.
What's a vape?
You talking about?
No, they had pens, personal hookahs.
Oh, they had
everything.
the whole.
Niggas had the hookahs in the cars, everything. Very Dominican.
That is extremely Dominican.
Yo, Gigi actually did grab the hookah from me the other day and went to go smoke that shit.
It's true to the roots.
Like, yeah, put it in her mouth and all that. Like, so I was like, yo. That was crazy, man. Yeah, fuck it though. She know what time it is. Oh nah, she good around the crib. Like, she be waking up at like 4 a.m, and then like she'll be walking around doing shit that she do, and then like I'll wake up because I hear something, and I'm like, hey yo, and she'll be like, oh sorry, and then she'll go put that shit back to where it was at, and I was like, and I'll go sit back in her bed.
Yo, out of sight, out of mind is really, really a thing for kids.
I'm like, yo,
watching, like, just the fact that you can walk around the corner and niggas just be like, oh shit, that nigga going there.
yeah,
When
it's
you
a
come
whole
back,
new
they be
world.
like,
Yeah, when you come back and they be in the middle of doing some shit they know they're not supposed to be doing, and you be like, you know, fathers won't parent. We just be like, hey, or you be like, yo.
We don't know nothing about what y'all talking about.
But I'm just saying though. But I mean, but think of y'all fathers though.
We cannot relate to none of that.
But I'm saying, but think of y'all fathers or other people fathers who you seeing. Niggas be in their recliner chair.
Or did he just kind of guide you to not kill yourself?
Niggas be in their recliner chair and then you do the shit. You like, hey. They be like, hey, don't make me get up from here.
Yeah, like
that's what I'm saying though.
He just said one word and it was a rap.
Bro, Kevin Hart did that shit the best when that nigga was like, hey, y'all better not be in that toilet. And nigga was sitting down. He didn't go check. But he just said it. And all of a sudden, niggas wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, niggas don't be checking. Niggas walking back in the room. I hope my kid is still here.
That belt was never far.
That's crazy. My father was not allowed.
You said that belt was never far?
See, I wouldn't put my hands on my daughter. I say this all the time. I wouldn't put my hands on my daughter.
It gives you.
You say that now.
No, I ain't gonna. I mean, she don't get that little pop on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? She might get that little flick. You know what I'm saying?
Literally put her hands on you.
But
yeah, that really. Yeah.
I'm jealous.
No, you good. But I'm not gonna beat my daughter, bro.
But I mean, you saying that now?
But I'm the type of nigga I am. That's just not really like I didn't grow up with that being like a big thing. Which I mean, who's to say I shouldn't have been beat more? Probably should have. But I mean, more or less though. Like when I actually think about how I want to parent my kid, I don't really want like.
A couple more would have did you some good.
Yeah, for sure. But I know a lot of that shit. I know a lot of that shit ain't come down to beating. I was just because just being a fuck ass nigga.
I think there's a line. You know, and like you guys said, no one in here else is a parent besides me, Zeke. But all right. Nobody else in here is a parent.
Oh, I thought y'all was putting that Kobe on the wall.
Besides me and Zeke.
I was about to say, I don't know how I want to attack this. Because technically he was not a parent no more.
What was I going to say?
I don't know.
No one else in here is a parent but me and Zig, but just like being able to... I lost my train of thought because niggas are pointing at nothing.
Nothing, you're pointing at everything.
Nah, it was something.
Oh, it was
a piece of ash.
Oh, that shit
in the
right
sky.
Oh yeah, that shit right in the face.
Niggas pointed at it like,
that shit just evaporated. I just seen it.
You what?
I just seen it.
Nigga talking like he ate.
Yo, relax.
I'm off the mic this week, bro.
I just feel like fathers shouldn't hit their daughters because your father's your first love. So having a man that's supposed to be your first love put your hands on you, it might give you the false thought in your mind that it's okay for a man to put his hands on you and he still loves you. So my father never put his hands on me.
That is a perspective that I have never heard.
You never heard that?
Life.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Wait, so then your father can hit your brothers, but not you?
No, so just before we even get to that part, because I see where you're going, like as far as like a fairness for parenting.
We introed them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But that was just so beautifully put, and just in my 28, 29 years of living, I've never heard anybody say that, and I think that's brilliant because those relationships are where we learn to love. They are where you learn to what you expect at some point from your partner, and you will teach your daughter that it's okay to accept this, or that this is just a way that love is. If you are that, and that's to me, that's just like that. Really was like wow, and I think at some point, I think in general, like the relationship with violence to children, like I think the whole spare the rod, spare the child thing, like there's a way to be stern, straightforward, check your child without hurting them. Like I punch my little brother in the chest. I don't punch my little brother in the chest mad times, but it's just like a check, the same way my pops would do to me or something like that. But like grabbing a belt and beating your kid, or like hitting your kid, like I went through that, and I can't. I like have people like has anyone's parents who whatever it is who's like, if you would have done X, Y, and Z, it wouldn't have went like this. Like has anyone ever had a beating that was worse than another one that was just like, or in the moment was it just like, damn, this was worse than last time, or is it just like I'm getting my ass whooped no matter when it was?
My last beating was the worst shit I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was years ago.
Yeah, that was when I was like probably like 12.
Mm-hmm. I can also count on my hands the amount of times I've been beaten.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the thing about it is my mother didn't want to be. The only problem that came with not beating me a lot, I guess in a sense, was I have a slick mouth.
Oh, I knew that was.
But that's how it be though. It be the motherfuckers who ain't really get, get hands from like that, who grew up in the world with those slicker mouths, but the same shit that make you break you, because those are also the same people that if they see something going wrong, they gonna say something about it.
Exactly.
Because nothing was ever able to silence them. Like it sound like, super big picture, but really if you got the type of parent who shut down the shit that you doing and shit you saying, when you grow up, you kind of gonna think you got less of a voice. Exactly. So then you gonna use it less.
I was one of those people.
So it's like the same things that make you break you. Like, if I'd got beat more, I'd probably be more disciplined. Probably have more fear of authority. But some of those exact things have been directly correlated to like positive things that make up the way I am. But I mean, so it's all a double-edged sword. But I think parents, like fathers beating their daughters and shit, I think it gets to, because as a parent, there got to be a point where you feel like, damn, like my child's in pain. My child's in pain. Or I don't want to cause my child more pain than like the world's already gonna cause it. But sometimes I ain't gonna lie, these kids gotta get their ass beat.
I think these new age kids need to get their ass beat.
Yeah, but I ain't
niggas
gonna lie.
Niggas don't slapbox no more.
Niggas don't slapbox. But see, the mother of my child, if she could beat my daughter, like if it's gonna get like that.
Niggas don't go hard to the body no more either, bro.
Niggas don't go hard to the body no more. Pause.
There's no more like niggas joke about it a lot, but there are no more like old heads. Like there's a lot of generations who like
we the old heads now.
Like and that's really
y'all little niggas in an argument. Yo, get in my car real quick. You take niggas to the basement down in your crib. Like, yo, all right, listen.
It's getting crazy. How you gonna finish this?
You got gloves. You
Take your little kids up, take them to the basement. Where are we going?
Nah, my nigga, listen. But because be motherfuckers be like, yo, I got some boxing gloves. I got boxing gloves for you. I got boxing gloves for you. Y'all in a disagreement. Boom. Here, y'all gonna get this. Y'all gonna get this shit off real quick, and y'all gonna be friends after because y'all real friends.
Local ER resident has been taken to jail for taking 2 children.
That was good.
But nah, real shit like that doesn't happen.
In breaking news,
there's a gap of generation. There's a generation that like in between ours and our parents. That just the way they go about shit is real wacky, and the kids that they are parenting,
like the 34-year-olds.
Yeah, the niggas whose kids are kids now and are like teenage, like that generation. Like there's like a weird like the old heads is no old heads for them. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not like how every generation is like, yo, like
sir, ma'am. That are usually
like
these little
kids
niggas,
don't do that. Like
no,
I still to this day say yes sir, yes ma'am, and like people got to say don't say that to me. Like
I also feel like that comes from respectfully people having children at young ages as well.
Yeah.
Nah,
because if you didn't
no home training,
but like how are you gonna have home
Like
training?
homes.
If you had a child at a young age and you're growing together.
Well,
that's true.
Them having home training.
Some people also
But like, did you really get time to have home training if you turned into a parent at 16?
Like, and here's the thing. And to speak to
both things are true.
No, it's not.
Both things are true.
I feel like I turned on that.
Yeah, but it just depends on the circumstances, though. It just depends on the circumstances.
But you know, but what it does, it change. But it does. You're correct. But that would have to be that there was some old heads there.
Yeah, how to be a child.
Right. So, but what it does mean is that relationship with that younger age parent and that younger child is a completely different dynamic. It's like, hey, nigga, it's like almost like, nigga, I went through shit with you like I was your man's. Like, when you ain't had no lights, nigga, I ain't had no lights. When we was struggling, nigga, I was struggling with you. Like, I was with you from the ground up.
I was really the one struggling. You ain't know what was going on.
Like, you know how niggas talk about
what the fuck was going
outside with my day ones, nigga, that was me. Like, I was that person with you when you didn't have nothing, and I didn't have nothing neither. So, like, it's a difference in that dynamic with those parents because it's like, not to say that the kids and the child may view it as a friend, but it's like, yo, at the end of the day, because of how it's like, we literally, you became a parent as I became a child. You weren't in a position to parent the way that you may have wanted to or may have been supposed to. However, you chose that route. And because of it, though, as you grew and learned, I grew and learned. Everything was trial and error with me, including you, like, having to manage, like, doing your homework and having a job and having me. Like, little shit like that. So it's like, that's why, like them people, they can be so close and it almost be like friend, because it's like, yo, like that really be like my man's type shit. Like, because of like where they were together in life.
I mean, you even look at it, there's the way people, like, all right, we obviously talking about the A-list to the A-list, but you see how LeBron act with Bronny. It's like how D-Wade act with his son. with his first son. Yeah, I think which one is really accurate. And they looked around like, yo, who said that? but now you see it. So like, yeah, I think that's actually on there. I think that's actually on there.
South Park did this.
But South Park does everything perfectly. But you look at the way D-Wade took Zaire on a PJ for his 21st. He got him like a whole bunch of shit, whatever. But when Zaire was born, bro was still broke in college, ain't had shit, and got to a point to now where he has shit. So his relationship with bro was different because that was the only thing he had at a space when he had nothing.
It's like, you ate when I was getting money from the boosters.
Yeah, for us. So then it's like, you know, at the end of the day, your relationship with your child is, I think that's where we get a little better, because a lot of our parents is be like, all right, cool, we told you something, don't do it, and expect you to listen, or don't really relate with you. I think we are now creating a generation where our kids, if they have problems, like, they'll feel like, yo,
I can have a conversation.
I can, because if we went to our parents and say, yo, we getting bullied on the internet, our parents would be like, what? Like, you choose to go on the internet, like you created a profile, like it's the internet. What the fuck? Like, just get off the profile, go to school and do your work, and anybody say something about you, be like, yeah, fuck out of here. I'm not like that.
Just turn the computer off, nigga.
Yeah.
Walk away from the screen.
But for us though, because we got the Instagram is so prevalent in our lives, by the time our kids is teenagers, Instagram probably be some.
There's already class action lawsuits.
Shit. But we gonna understand the landscape of the internet. We gonna understand like different things and how to have a relationship with our child, and they gonna be comfortable coming to us because of shit like that.
We gonna be talking to our kids like, yo, you see this? None of this was here before us. We built this, just like that Drake. We built this shit brick by brick.
Like, I'm opposed to like my kids having social media until like they
for sure.
Get to like 18.
14. Yeah.
16.
Like, at least like 14, 16, like somewhere around there. Cause
they're still gonna make something anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but if I could keep it out their life as much as I could, like, I would choose to do that.
What? Because it exposes you to the nastiness that comes with people in a way, and it's like, think about this, right? Because we gradually, right,
and you got to explain that to them before they get it, so they understand why they don't have it.
Like, I'm big on. Whenever I decide to have kids years from now, I'm homeschooling my kids. Like, the shit that goes on in school, the culture, this lifestyle, this him, they, mix, all this other stuff. I don't want my kid to.
So we gonna get there.
CeCe kid's gonna be at freshman orientation for college. Like, I haven't had no sex. Nah. I'm not with none of that.
This conversation can go so many places right now, and I'm gonna choose to not do it.
This, that.
Oh no, this whole it's crazy.
No,
it's crazy.
And this.
I say having a child is so emotionally taxing. Like, cause I'll fucking just be driving my daughter to my mom's house, and I'm like, damn, like, and then like driving past my high school or some shit. I'm like, yo, you gonna have to go through some shit, my boy. Like you gonna end up going through some shit just because of the way just
but
the world.
I can only imagine how shit's gonna be
exactly
in 20 years.
And that's why I see why people have siblings too, because like you don't have to search for a friend, you don't got to search for acceptance, you don't got to whatever. You want to go to the movies? I'm going with my sister. You want to do this? I'm doing this with this person. You don't got to go and find some other motherfucker who probably bad for you, who raised different, who whatever. You can have your own. You know what I'm saying, your own tribe to build your life with.
So, Reddy, let me ask you, right? Because we kind of had like a small dose of what it would be like with a reality if schools were not schools, if school was online, if school was at home. How do you feel about that?
I don't know about that either, though.
My little brother, right? I watched, and it is so crazy to have like almost like a real life experience and watch a high school. Like my little brother, half of his high school experience, almost like to the dot, is at home in COVID type shit. And like the other half is gonna be in high school. And
that shit is crazy.
Like how just the exposure to human contact and
changes,
how
bro.
just like what he does day to day and how he takes care of himself, what he does in general, how that changed from going to school. Like how just the person he is. And it's not to say he's this 180 different person, but just like
it forces you to be different.
The things that he cares about as a young man, like are just different. It's completely different.
Perfect example. When you at home, you know, if class started at 9:15, you gotta hop on the Zoom. You can wake up at 9:05, brush your teeth maybe, and hop on that Zoom. If you 15 years old, 16 years old. But when you know you gotta go to school, you gotta get to school by 7:05 or whatever time homeroom start. You're gonna be like, all right, cool. You know who your route to school is. You know they're probably not gonna be late. Boom, boom. But you know you gotta wake up a little early so you can get that shower going. You know you gotta do your laundry every week, or at least put that shit so your parents do it every week. Every day you wearing different clothes. You making sure you got deodorant on. You doing all the you know how people take care of themselves and shit. So that's a small thing.
I think you're missing like the bigger point of it. Like,
Probably.
You gotta learn how to deal with people.
Yeah, no, that's the bigger point. I was talking to the simplest point.
That's more so like self, but like when you as you growing up, like you gotta learn how to tell if somebody's mad, like their personality,
social skills.
Yeah, like the social, like you build up a lot of social skills through grades 2 to fucking
forever.
Forever. Basically, honestly,
Real talk,
like, you learn so much, like just seeing how people change over the years. Like, cause I went to school with the same people from first grade to 9th grade, and then I switched over to a whole new set of people. But me going to school with them for the last 9 years, like it teaches you how some people are. I seen somebody act like this and what trait this is. They can bring this type of energy to me. Yeah, like you pick up on a lot of that shit,
and then you get to choose what you want to do in life, where you want to be.
And it was so crazy.
Like
of course, it never go away. Yeah. Yo, a dope ass, one of the best quotes I heard: "The world is your classroom, and anybody could be your teacher about anything." That's why I take every experience so important. I can go to a motherfucking Starbucks and just see a random person in line. It's because it's something. Maybe I'll strike up a conversation or take something from, or maybe they was reading a book and I was like, oh, I don't know what book they reading, but they fucked up in my coffee. That shit taking long as hell. So now I'm sitting there 15 minutes looking at the name of that book, and I buy that book. That shit changed my life. So just from being open to whatever the fuck's going on and being open to different shit, you get that by being social. You get that by being out in the world, making certain decisions.
I also feel like a lot of the children now are at a disadvantage, like you said, because of the fact that they don't have that interaction with other people on a daily basis. But then it's the contrary for me. Like I work hybridly. I go into the office once or twice a week. I see the difference between how we act in the office and how I am when I'm at home.
100%.
So we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5-10 years, right? Will it be a hybrid, environment? The children will get out of college and that's what they're going into. Like it's so much that's unknown. But I would rather my child have both, right? Have the ability to do both things. They have,
like what?
It's because they're consuming so much and their brains can't even process it because they don't even know what's really going on. You're on social media, you see a girl, her boyfriend is buying her all these nice things or whatever, and they're like, that's what I aspire to be. This is what I need. Oh, so I need to go get me a boyfriend. Because I need my boyfriend to do what that boyfriend is doing for her. Little does she know that girl getting harassed with every night because that nigga is whoever he is. But they don't know that. Whatever they see on social media, they're consuming it daily and they believe it. And that's what scares me the most. My little sister's 18 years old. She's probably going to go to Duke. We haven't made decisions yet. My mother
She getting a full scholarship?
Me and my mother.
She getting a full scholarship?
We haven't made decisions?
Yes. Yeah, we. So it's a family decision.
Nah, but when she said it though, it was like she don't get like how you was like me and my mother.
She gets to say. Of course she gets to say.
You've been a hypocrite because when I said my little cousin got the offer.
I was speaking for sports fan bias.
But still, you trying to tell me to sway him to go to Ohio State.
Yes.
Versus what? Versus where again? Versus where? Well, no, I remember.
Hey, no sports. No sports.
No, I know.
No sports.
No, I know. It was just
no sports.
It was one school.
No sports.
It was
no sports.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, can I go? Lord.
I'm sorry for doing that.
It's okay. It is okay. Lord, y'all are crazy. My little sister's 18 and my mother has restrictions on their phones. They can only be on social media 3 hours out of the day.
That's good.
Their phones are off during the school day. They can only talk to me, my mother, their father, and their emergency contacts.
Yo, imagine.
And it sounds crazy. It's like, dang, like y'all really put mad restrictions on them.
Yo, imagine sliding in shorty DMs at 7:59 and she respond at 8:01 and you can't say nothing till when you get home from school tomorrow.
But that's why you had to go catch that motherfucker in real life. It's like, yo, that's what even relationships so much different because you could just meet somebody on Instagram now, you spark up a conversation and boom, y'all building something.
Can I tell you I really don't know how to do that if I don't already know the person to just start a like just to slide in DMs and do that shit. I don't know how to just do that.
Well, but it depends on the type of nigga that you are. Ultimately,
bro, all you gotta do is read their bio and then reference something in their bio.
This is not a fact.
Yo,
this is.
See if they liked it back.
Bro got the algorithm.
Because there's so many caveats to that, right? If I'm used to hard eyes on my DMs all the time, you think I'm gonna pay attention to his hard
And
eyes?
that's the thing.
His picture, and if it look appealing, you going to reply to it.
He could look crazy in person.
Yo.
Catfish is a real thing.
Say something crazy to catch their attention.
You guys say something
But I'm
crazy.
not. My biggest fear.
Just be your fucking self.
Not even so much my biggest fear, but it's just like I don't want to have to be that nigga for that time. Is getting screenshotted. Niggas posting it on the TL.
That shit don't
It's
happen.
never happened to me, but it's happened to too many niggas.
You can put hard eyes in a girl DM and like some women, just some. Like I don't know how many to like speak on, but some women will screenshot your hard eyes and like, oh look at this nigga trying to holler at me.
Bro, we've seen.
But that don't happen
niggas
like that,
politely
though.
say we've seen niggas go into the DMs. Yo, hey, how are you?
But is it not a lot of
Or
corny
they're
women?
not used to that. It's one of the two.
Hold on. Is it not a lot of corny women in this world? There's a lot of corny niggas. So
I feel like there's a lot of corny people
Bro.
all
Like,
together.
oh look, his hard eyes in my shit.
We have literally
That's so
seen.
cool.
We have seen in. We've seen in real time people screenshot somebody going into the DMs and be like, "Hey, hi, my name's so and so. Personally, I don't know you. I'd like to get to know you. I think you're attractive. Whatever. Can you do whatever?" Them get screenshotted and put on the internet for no reason.
I can't worry about the whack people though. Like that's the thing.
I feel
Like you can't really worry about the opinions of motherfuckers who just don't even
I'd
think
rather
the
talk
way
to you in
that.
person.
That's the ultimate way.
That's me.
But I'm saying, but it's like the way to quote unquote how people be trying to like get women or do whatever the fuck they be trying to do. Bro, just if you in a relevant space with somebody and you bring up whatever is relevant within that space, there's room for a conversation. And then at the point of room for a conversation, then if you that nigga, then you can.
That's why I
But a lot of
said
men
sliding.
don't know how to do that.
But
either.
that's what I'm
why I
saying.
said sliding
So
in
I'm
DMs
not
don't
worried
make
about the
sense.
whack people. I'm not. I'm not anybody better than nobody. But just in terms of certain shit, I'm not really
Some
worried.
people have better social skills.
I'm
That's
not
all
worried.
that is.
I'm not worried about the people who don't understand like the nuances of just being like a good person. Like if you basing your whole thought opinion on this whole other shit and you think that that's looks a certain way or whatever, then all right, you're not even the type of person that I'm trying to fuck with.
I think you gotta find your lane and then just stick with it, bro. Like,
Yeah.
whatever type of nigga you is, bro, and they work for you. Cause like me, I'm a jail, like or whatever.
It's-
Oh, shit's
Yeah, but
crazy
you
shit.
gotta elevate or something.
It's never for
If that's
me.
not working for you, you're gonna have to try to.
But you see what it is for me is this. Is this
Yeah, but if it's not working,
for me? It's exactly what we're doing right now. It's like we can be in a sense. It's like, oh, I can talk to you. I can have a conversation with you. Like from that, like I can read body language. I can hear inflection. I can see. I can get social skills. I can hear the. I'll get so much more than what I would get. Like you gotta literally have an icebreaker for every single conversation you never met, instead of just it being just these natural things that we're talking about. And I think that's where to just kind of bring it back to where we were before, why it's so important for these kids to have those social skills, to go to school, to build these relationships, to not, like if it was a hybrid thing, I'm not against that, because to kind of speak to what you're saying, just, experiencing all these kids every day, the things that come with the anxiety, the depression, all that other stuff, like there should be a reason for them to go into that building. It should be functional. It should service them. But if it was a hybrid thing, I'm not completely against it. I think there should be more days when they're there. I think there should be more days when they're interacting with people. However, I think school does not encourage human interaction. It just happens by default. There's very few, like classes don't teach social skills unless you take a sociology as an elective. It doesn't teach us the way the human mind works unless you take a psychology. Shout out to Mr. Sergett at Union High School because he was fucking amazing. And just where it teaches us how to think and like you learn these different things, it just encourages what's there.
The intricacy of school is so outdated now. Like we shouldn't be like social studies, math.
We need to go back to those vocational style things, bro.
Things have to like you have to give a like when you talking about the school system, you gotta realize the child's gonna be in the school system from the age of basically 5 until 18, and then they have a choice. So, we'll use up to 18 because college is a little bit of a different story because you can build yourself into whatever the fuck you want to be. You truly do have the opportunity to. Even though you laned a certain way, if you could, that's a whole different thing. But the school system, bro, is so outdated because it doesn't really give it's well, no. It's updated in terms of information, but I mean it's outdated in terms of like, okay, you should be spending a good amount of time if America actually really gave a fuck about developing people the way they're supposed to be developed. They don't because they trying to create robots because that keeps the economy going and capitalism and overpopulate this whole other shit. But if they actually like. These things are important. History is important. Language is important. Math and science. But I mean, like, there should be as equal of amount of time spent on learning yourself and exploring things versus just receiving information. So much of what we do is just receive information.
That, like, slavery is still being taught.
Well, but something that we
really need to know.
Yes, it is something we need to know. But we need to know before slavery too, though. That's the most important because you can't just teach the bad and then expect niggas to live good off the bad. You gotta teach the good and the bad just to show you that.
But you also, it's when you teach it.
You have to acknowledge history, and it's how you teach it.
It's that 100%. I don't think that the concept of slavery needs you can teach it at home, especially for us and for our people, for whatever you deem it necessary, whenever you deem it necessary. But for me, teaching someone that their people were slaves, feels like indoctrination. I understand that you have to teach history. I understand that it's how you teach history. But I personally don't ever, as a father, want to say to my black son or daughter that we were slaves.
Well, here's a problem. I agree with you. The problem is that they only teach, for the most part, black slavery. Because they don't teach about world slavery. In military school, I learned about world slavery from way before. So everybody enslaved everybody. It was just white folks did it the best to black people. Yeah, obviously, best also the worst.
I wanted to speak on you just bringing up school in general.
LeBron James is slavery.
Yeah. They are the LeBron James of slavery, unfortunately. Yeah, he gonna. I just say.
School is designed to teach you to step into the workforce only. It's really structured just for you to step into the workforce. It's not for anything else. It's either prison or workforce.
I was just about to say that.
It's literally nothing else.
Yeah,
it's not designed for anything else, bro.
That's capitalism.
Entrepreneurship is never what they tell you in school.
No.
Why would you want to do that? You're not going to make
It's
any
going to
money.
be a hard road.
It's going to be really, really hard. Don't do it. Go to vocational school, learn how to do all these different things, and don't have a mind of your own because that's not what we want for you at all. And it also depends on what environment did you grow up in. Yeah. What city did you grow up in? What state did you grow up in? What were you exposed to? That's really what it boils down to because I can teach you whatever I want to teach you in school. But if you go home and you're being told something else, or this is what you're seeing because children, they go by what they see. I can tell you anything. It doesn't matter.
And it also depends on what type of child that child is. That's also a good percentage of it. But what you're saying is 100% fact too, though.
I think school is just pure bullshit too. Off of when they do teach you about let's just say the Jim Crow era. They don't teach you about the post slavery era where it was early on. Where I found out 2 years ago black people couldn't use $20 bills in the South when they was getting gas because whatever you put in your tank they gonna take the change from you. They wouldn't give you any money back. So you couldn't use $20 bills. They will never teach you that in school.
Yeah, because you know what, and it's because and this is where
only Exxon where they originated from. Only Exxon was really supporting black people for the most part. That's why black people fuck with Exxon. They should fuck with Exxon because they was holding us down in the South.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
that's crazy. They gas wild expensive.
Message.
Look, keep the change.
Message.
No. All right. Nah, man, that it's just a really interesting perspective that I think that just the way that history is taught, and the term whitewashing is real, and it's not so much them retelling the history as much as it is of washing their own sins out of it. Exactly what Mista just shared with us is if somebody didn't share that with you because somebody who was there shared it with somebody who shared it with somebody who shared it with somebody so they could share it with him, you wouldn't know that because it's not in books. The way the level of insane that slavery probably really was, we'll never know. Like, white people really used to eat niggas. No bullshit. There were whole cookbooks. There were cookbooks on how to eat black people. This is not a jail. This is all fact.
You wanna know what? Like,
this
my,
is before rap.
This
is all facts. Jay-Z
motherfucker came from. The white people used to make like the sons like fuck their mother, and that's where the term motherfucker came from. Yeah. Y'all know that?
But think about it. I guarantee you, there's a wicked history to almost every single. Like, think about like nursery rhymes that we should
think about niggas with the last name Lynch.
Oh yeah,
Ring around the rosy.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like this is something that they created a dance for, that they were teaching in schools. And I think what's even more wicked,
the ice cream truck song, the national anthem,
think about how many teachers teach this to the kids, knowing the real truth. I think, to me as an educator,
but did they know the real truth?
Some of them did, some of them didn't.
Enough of them did.
Did they?
Enough of them had access to the information. So a lot of people turned their head because a lot of them were white people. There are more black educators now than there were when we were kids. I know I see black people more just in schools in general, not besides with a mop and a bucket, doing more in schools today than I ever saw when I was growing up. That may be because I went to school where I went to school, but even there now, it's different.
And it's also because everybody fucking everybody now too, so everybody getting blended like a motherfucker.
Big Pat Mahomes shit.
Yeah, this shit about to get real crazy. In
What's going on, guys?
Because there's blended children, like, you know what I'm saying, like different races are having, you know what I'm saying, relations with every race.
Saying there's more black people around because of mixed relations.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. I just chimed in with the Pat Mahomes
and he said Big Pat Mahomes.
I'm
shit.
sorry, I didn't mean to co-sign it. It was bad.
Wait, he's half and half.
See, you ain't even know that. His dad black as shit.
You thought? What did you think he was?
Just white.
His daughter, his daughter
ready?
look white as fuck though. Whitewashing.
Sean, go. Because this is Sean. Yo,
I'm just saying we had this conversation before if Pat Mahomes was white passing, and Shake said no, and I'm like, yo, there's people out here who actually think he's a white boy.
I thought he was white.
And see, and that's why I say I'm not. I knew as soon as he was like,
but then that goes to he's not black enough for the black people.
It's not about that. It's about the image that, like, and so this is kind of what he was saying. It's like it's not about who he is. It's about kind of the image that he's being propped as, and he's being sold as a half black, as a black quarterback, but just out of your own mouth, you're a black woman. And if you look at that nigga's face, you look at his nose, you look at his hair, all of that other shit.
And they showed you his daddy, you would think they were strangers on the street.
Exactly.
Yeah, as black as the NFL is now, like black people are like running the league, but the NFL has an image to uphold, so they will never make a dark skinned quarterback the face of the league. If it's black people around, we gonna take the whitest.
And you know what? Also, just so kind of happens.
He just happens to be very, very good. Which
no, we're not. But you know what is kind of, we are. But you know what's kind of interesting about this whole shit too. Other than the fact that he plays like better than anybody's playing the game. So like I think that's the biggest thing about it. But niggas kind of like be getting the light. And they be folding that shit, bro. Like a lot of times, like, all right, so you see Mike Vick, right? They didn't want to give it to him. They didn't want to give him the face of the league. But, they kind of had to. But then niggas like...
Yeah, no sports.
No sports. Yeah, but
no sports.
But you feel me? But...
So what's the next topic?
But you know what I'm saying, though?
I know where you're about to go. No sports.
Is it because that's going to be a bag? And it's, yeah.
Kind of getting back to generations being ruined. Mary J Blige.
Oh man,
ruined an entire generation of women with her music.
And why is that?
Yeah, you gotta explain that,
bro. None of it is ever it's just not like. It's always painful. It's never it's always niggas is always going through some sad shit.
She said, "Real love, I'm searching for."
I know you can sing, my nigga.
Why she hit the riff like that? Why she hit the riff like that?
Problem.
Yo, bro.
What was bad about that?
Why she always looking for it? Why she ain't never
No,
found it?
hold on, bro.
So what you're saying is that she
I tried to stop. I'm trying to stop him. Like,
that she ruined a generation of women?
I see the angle.
That she ruined a generation of.
Can we let them elaborate on their statements?
Can I say this?
You were disputing it, so you go ahead.
Can I say something real quick before y'all aim at me too?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you know right now. She was singing that pain because of a black man, right?
Oh boy.
So she spoke volumes to a lot of black women.
How many years? Where's the growth?
You're about to.
Are we gonna stay? Are we gonna stay in the same place
right now?
Are we staying in the same place? Did she do? Did after she did enough crying? Did she cry more after?
But
Who's your
that's
favorite?
the thing. That's what R&B is about. Pain.
Pain?
Yeah.
There's no happy shit.
That
I got a
pain
quick
music.
question.
You don't hear the
R&B
kids?
is-
I got a quick question.
It's like R&B and soul. It's soulful about shit that go down.
The blues. There's a whole genre.
artist?
The blues.
Who's your favorite artist?
Anthony Hamilton.
And
My favorite singer, Anthony Hamilton.
and what does he sing about?
Love.
He's singing about pain too, my boy.
I didn't say R&B
About
music was
pain.
just about
So
pain.
you don't think
they
that,
said that?
rap, drugs, the culture ruined it for people? They gotta just be Mary J Blige.
100%. It's all Mary J Blige fault.
So
Yeah, top 25 right now. Let me see your top.
so
25.
nothing about the culture
Bro,
and nothing about shit that they pumping. It's like, nah, like you really trying to put this off on Mary, and I really don't like it. Like I really go hard for her. So that's really
you go hard for Mary J.
love
Blige?
I love Mary J Blige.
That's insane.
But you don't think it has
She
nothing
can
to
sing
do
very
with
well.
rap or the culture
What? That ruins.
or just the image?
No, the rap ruined the men.
The rap. I'm sorry, but have you listened to music now? Have you turned on the radio? Like you haven't heard.
That's the women.
Bro, but I'm just saying it's the culture.
That
but
was the women that was raised by the women that was listening to Mary.
I don't think so. Nah.
What were them women listening to?
I'm not gonna say that it's all Mary's fault,
Put it
right?
off on Mary.
But
When she's leaning, I'm doing good. She's coming over to the. The plane isn't in the Hudson right now. I'm just saying, we're doing all right.
I'm not gonna blame it all on Mary. I'm not.
There's
I'm
no
not.
blame nowhere.
There's like nowhere to blame. When people go through different things, for a lot of them, music is therapeutic. So they just chose to listen to Mary because they were going through the things that she was singing about. So
And you're saying, where's the growth?
7. Answer my question.
She found a lane and she stuck to it.
That is also a fact. As an artist, you can create a lane and that becomes your thing, and then you just stay there because it's like fuck it.
because what's something everybody's gonna go through in their life?
The same
Heartache.
The same thing
They're
that
gonna go through it.
Just
Doesn't
like the
matter.
weekend. Just like the weekend does the shit too. He found his lane and stayed
Yeah.
there.
Horny?
Because the weekend.
Wait, what?
That nigga lane is horny. That is the horny lane nigga.
I thought you said corny. I'm about to say, whoa.
Nah, that's my nigga. That's the horny nigga.
I don't think he's sing. Nah, I don't think it's about that. Like he's singing.
Them
about
first
pain,
3
too.
albums is horny. That's
Nah, that's about.
I'm saying,
pain.
but he really found his bigger lane right after them
Listen to what
first
you
3
did.
albums.
It was
was
cold.
cold.
No, nigga, he was a side nigga that wanted his girl, but she was in love with another nigga.
Facts.
that nigga sung about
That's pain,
pain
my
too.
nigga.
You what?
You wanna love a girl, but
all I said was he was the horny nigga. I didn't say he didn't sing about love too. All I said was he was the horny nigga, and he was. He wasn't the horny nigga. We all gonna look at me and say that?
He wasn't.
Yo, what?
I agree.
Yo, come on, my
His music
nigga.
was dark, bro.
Nah, his music was dark though.
Yeah, it's like
It's
dark
not horny.
pain. Like I don't know what song was horny. Can you play it?
Well, nah, he has some horny songs for
But
sure.
he has more songs about.
Yeah, about
I'm not gonna play
more
nothing.
shit. Yeah, he does have more songs about.
Like I wouldn't even put him in the category of horny. Like Drake is
Who?
horny. Like
Drake is horny, but The Weeknd not?
no,
That's
You
crazy.
can't even
I wouldn't
compare,
agree with that though.
no.
I mean, but it's
That's
different
really
though.
The only nigga that's really horny is Kevin Gates.
Yeah, Kevin Gates is really horny.
He's wicked.
Put that dick all in your stomach. What is that?
Yo, rapping that was so
might
much.
be running.
Knowing the words is crazy.
Bro, it's because of that video. It's because of that video.
Yo, no the words
on
to that.
Twitter
So
when he was
wicked,
he was on a concert. When he was on stage doing that.
I don't be clicking on the audio.
Bro, he be saying and doing a lot of wild shit.
Oh, that shit? Yeah. Yeah, he's wicked for that.
Yeah, he's wild.
The first song on Trilogy called "High for This" is a horny song. You want to be high for this? Take it off. Take it all you want. What you need.
Yeah, but he's what you want and I'm what you need.
That shit is drugs and sex, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm
sorry,
bro.
You take a lot of things out of context, and I want you to understand that.
I do it on purpose.
You took...
just in case you unfamiliar.
Blanket statement about Mary
Absolutely.
J. So my thing is, who tainted y'all?
Huh?
Who tainted y'all?
Oh, I'm not
Why
tainted.
y'all don't respect, not y'all in general, but a lot of men, they don't respect women. A lot of y'all men want to be bad bitches so badly.
How far you want me to jump out the window with this?
Jump out.
Single mothers.
Oh my God. This gonna be legendary. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Nah, because you can't blame that on single mothers.
I'm not blaming it. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, if we're blaming that nigga for the same thing that we have to blame that nigga for not being there, the same things that niggas were taught and not taught, where shit was feeded for, at some point there has to be some sort of responsibility.
There are some women that teach their sons this is what you do.
Right, but the volume at the way you said some didn't seem like it was majority.
And he seemed to be
So was I.
And you seem to be alright.
Yeah, I was.
What is the overwhelming ratio or stigma, right? What is it?
Black single mothers.
And we ain't just talking about the black ones. We ain't singling it out to us. It's all of them. They all raised the sassy niggas. Why? Why do you think that? Because there was no male role model, right?
Yeah,
so what did they learn? Whose habits did they pick up? Why are we gonna
blame it on the mother? We can't blame it on the fact that men didn't want to.
I just said, before I said what I said, if we're gonna blame that nigga the same for not teaching that nigga the things that he saw. Next topic.
Please.
That shit gonna be.
It's gonna get bad.
Cool. All right.
Next topic.
Niggas can't dance no more?
No, it's too sassy. You know, kind of like where we were just at.
Another thing for the sassy.
Yeah, men are too sassy now, so we can't do anything. I seen a video, niggas was doing the Lil Uzi shit, and it was like, the shorty was like, she said she would rather see her man in the club talking to another shorty than doing that.
Well,
You got women. Tell me about it.
How would you feel if your man?
Would you rather your man be in the club talking to another shorty or be the nigga in the circle rocking his hips?
I don't need dancing ass nigga. I don't mind you dancing. I don't need you rocking your hips.
So
I don't need
which one you choosing?
I think my girl would.
You would rather him talk to another shorty or be the nigga in the circle rocking his hips crazy?
Can we move?
But talking to you talking to another bitch, y'all could be talking about. I don't care about that.
No funny shit. Yo, real talk though. Real talk though. Hold on, wait. CeCe's the wrong person to ask this.
Why?
Round of applause.
Why?
That's like asking me some shit.
Come on, son.
Talk.
Come on, sir.
Speak on it. First of all, I know who I am. So if you're talking to another bitch, you're talking to her about something, sports.
Bro, you not. So what's your answer?
What? What you mean?
So I need.
Shake, I'm not about to let that go. You about to speak on that? Nah.
You talking about seeing it in person or on the phone or y'all went out to dinner and he just got up and
out having casual conversation. Okay, you having casual conversation.
Bro, CeCe be like, you want to talk to other bitches? Okay, bye.
Bro.
So what it really boils No. Because I know who I am. So that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. A lot of the scenarios that you're giving is for women who don't, in my mind, don't love themselves. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna be mad because he's rocking it. Whatever. I'm Caribbean, so if he busting a wine, I'm fine with that. That don't bother me.
That's why.
If you Caribbean, your hips gonna rock out this motherfucker at one point or another.
in the center by himself though.
And I'm gonna hype him up.
Maybe if he drunk enough off enough Heineken.
If that's what making him happy, like what I'm about to tell him, don't do it.
If that nigga 9 Heinekens deep, he might be by himself.
9 Heinekens deep is crazy.
9 Heinekens deep. I Thought she was coming in for a high five. I had to take mine back.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't. Because I feel like if you're making that statement, you're so worried about what other people think about your man is just strange to me. Like,
I fuck with y'all opinion. I just thought it was so crazy because we're from Jersey. Mm-hmm. So literally, the niggas who shoot people after the party can also be the niggas in the center doing that. So like, it was just, I saw that and I literally was laughing because I was just like, damn, I know you're not from here. Like, I just knew. So, you know, it's rocking your hips for men, you know, out here has become very normalized. So
shit, the whole world is rocking.
Yeah, but they're not used to it.
You know what I realized though? When I go everywhere, like when you go everywhere, you realize that different places got their different cultures and they do different shit in different ways. So like, all right, we know that this is so much of a normality for us here, but then we go other places and then like we be like, oh nah, all right, cool.
Like the whole world is just picking up on Jersey.
Like Philly leaned over, saw that shit was cool and tried to steal it.
Personally, I don't know how to dance. I can't dance. I'm not gonna I don't know how, but I just love to see the whole world just picking up.
Don't be dancing.
Because I don't know how.
You know what's crazy?
No, I don't dance.
That's really crazy.
I went to Mardi Gras a few years ago, like, and people down there, like, they embrace dancing. So, like, it's different from our shit, but, like, they kind of, like, they move their hips and shit, too. But, like, it's acceptable in the Caribbean. and
like DC with go-go, too.
Yeah, DC, New Orleans. I don't, like, the Midwest got that.
New Orleans got the little bounce music.
But, like, niggas be moving their shoulders and shit down there and everything. Like, they do all of that shit, like.
And niggas in Memphis just shoot. Them niggas out there.
That's a
How did we get there?
No, that's them. That's all them niggas do. Them niggas just be out there.
Shoot. Shout out to nothing.
Nah. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Right with all this escalation.
All right.
But yeah, I think it also goes back to like people have their own definition of masculinity, right? I think there's a lot going on now in this culture, like, oh, he's not manly enough, or he's not doing this, or he's not doing that, and I feel like that's why she said what she said. She probably thought it was very feminine of him.
So ready to go to what you just said, right? The whole what is masculinity? Masculinity is so fluid now. As women of today, right? And this is not to be like, what do you look for in a man, right? But how do you see the differences in, like, you know, because I would like what people would consider to be a throwback man, or like old. I don't even know what to call these niggas for real. The niggas that who just be like building shit and outside and don't take no for answer and do all the shit ever and like.
But then it's different styles of dancing.
You know, like and then because like where does it where's the balance? You
Zig,
know?
I ain't never seen you do that before, Zig.
I ain't do nothing.
I'm only dancing one time in my life, and that's at my wedding.
Right now.
I'm never dancing again.
You just lean back.
You don't even do a little.
I can, but
you choose not to.
Yeah.
He just.
I'll be that bitch.
I was dancing at my boot at the cookout though.
You definitely was.
Yeah, I definitely was. Like, when I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time. But like, I don't like dancing. Like,
Mr. Arms.
That nigga was drunk as shit. Leading
I was drunk as fuck. Then I drove there on the boot game. My leg was in pain and everything.
I don't know how safe that is.
But to your point, Jake, it all goes back to, and this might sound, I get canceled every time for this. It goes back to like, what did you grow up seeing? Like how that's where your definition of masculinity comes from. In my mind, the things that I require from a man comes from my father, comes from living in a house with my grandfather and seeing those different things. And if you can't do those things, sometimes it's like. Why can't you do those things? And if you can't do those things, are you open to learning how to do those things?
So that was so crazy that you just said that, right? Because you see a lot of it. I don't mean to keep going back to the internet, but it's just, you know, the contrast of what people think in real life versus what exists out there is always so different. And you spoke on, you know, are you willing to learn? Are you willing to teach? And it's like, you hear a lot of times it's like, why do I have to show you how to do this? And it's like a lot of people aren't familiar with the fact that they have to. People aren't born, you know, you can have a soulmate, you can have whatever, but people aren't born knowing how to love you, how to be your partner, how to be your husband, how to show up for you, how to do this. This is something that you have to teach. There are some guys who may send flowers every week because that's how they love or whatever, but if that guy doesn't know how to love you the way that you would like to be or the way that you want to experience things, it's never going to work. And if you aren't able to show him in a way that he can receive it, is it like, are you being are you investing as much in a relationship as you're expecting out? Like, I saw this thing where this lady, essentially, I think her husband was an engineer, and she basically took this chart, and she essentially, the things he needed to work on, and, you know, the areas he needed to improve, which is redundant because it's the same thing, what he's doing well at, things she would like to see more, things she doesn't want to see, things, you know, all that. She gave it to that nigga, she put it like in a chart form. And it worked so much better for that nigga because that's just how he processes information. I looked at that and I was like, wow, she cared enough about their relationship and the way that he needs to receive things. And she loves him enough to be like, I'm not getting through to you, but I want to.
Yeah.
So let me see let
me try different ways to get through to you, and like let me actually show you. Like I'm not just like attacking you or nothing like that. I'm just really just trying to tap into a whole different level of our relationship and to create something that works.
People were coming at her like she was wrong. It was like, yo, we're really lost.
But most people never seen good relationships, so they don't understand the tough conversation you got to go through. They don't know.
That's the problem. Everybody wants this microwavable shit that they see on Instagram.
Don't you buy it?
And they don't want to take the time to get to know somebody.
A lot of people also don't know how to get to know somebody, and they just use their own type of way, and then they think that that's the end all be all, but they're not like open to explaining their own.
Like, what's taking anything out of you to have a conversation with a man and see how he grew up? Let's say he grew up in a house full of women. Let's say he grew up in a house he didn't have his father. There are going to be things that you may require that he's never seen before.
Like that's not a regularity.
Oh, he don't open my door, so I'm done with him. He never seen that before. His mama got everybody out the house, opening the door. She did everything. So he never saw that. But if you don't say that to the other person, like, yo, the easiest question you ask somebody, yo, real talk, tell me what your 3 love languages are. Just tell me your top 3. That's it. So that I can say
important.
this, that, and the third.
I get you better.
That's important.
Knowing your love language is cool, but do you know how to receive love in general?
That's hard. That's hard for a lot of people.
Having an understanding that it's a process, bro. It's a process because I learned as men, we are not taught that. We're shown it. We're not given it. But it's not communicated. It's like, yo, when I do this, this is me showing you how I love you. Like, women do it for their friends. They do it for each other. They do it for us all the time. Like, you see how women go out for each other's birthdays and they friends, like, and just do for each other and show love for real. Like, it's weird for niggas to, like, hug your mans too long. Just to embrace your friend that you love. Like, that's my best friend. If I hug my man just a little too long, it's like, all right, cuz, like,
what's going on?
But for real. Word. And you know who fucked that up? The 2 masculine niggas before. So I'm not just gonna talk about one side and not talk about the other. The people who were just too hard to feel, who were too hard to go figure out, to go get therapists, who were too hard to say that they don't know how to do this themselves and then to go get help so they can learn. They're the reason that this generation is that way. So it's not a one-way street where it's like, oh, this is that way. It's like, nah, man. Like, people in general, men were not and are not genuinely taught this. Fathers, like, just saying, like, I love you outside of a moment where you feel like a proud dad to your son.
Yeah, straight up.
Like, just, yo, I love you. Yeah, in a moment where that nigga's doing terrible. Yeah, that's when he need to hear it.
That's why, like, as I got older, I made a point. Like, before I end every conversation with my father, my little brothers, I'd be like, yo, I love you.
That's I always standard and my family down to my cousins. And I'm on the phone with them. It's always I love you too. Everybody, if we hang up the phone and you didn't, love you too. Like, I was at South Beach the other day. What I say to you? Yeah. I said love you. Like, that is so important.
I think we realizing how important it is because there's interesting sides to it where, okay, a lot of women do that for each other in different spaces, but I also feel like a lot of men have better relationships, like from a friend level, with a lot of different men and women do with girls. If that makes sense. Like, I think about my friend groups, and I got real friend groups in a lot of different spaces. I got my homies who I chill with, and like I just chill with, and it don't matter who got bread, who don't got bread, what we doing. Niggas smoking in the car, niggas out the club, like you can just do whatever with. Then there's some people who, like, they my friend group for like sports, like we here with it. And then there's other ones who my friend group for, we talking about some real money shit. Or like, these are the ones who I really go out with. Or these are the ones who I go on trips with. Whereas I feel like we show each other love in a lot of different ways, and we kind of figure out who we each are, like as people, and then figure out how to accommodate that way without necessarily like verbalizing these things. But you could tell, you know when your mans care about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Without, from a verbalization standpoint, versus I feel like women, like, they do it a little bit more, but their friend groups are so much, like, lesser. You about to say, Mista?
I was gonna say too, like, it's crazy because my man just hit me yesterday, like bro, he hit me and like we just talk about life and shit sometimes, and like that's my day one home,
that's
like
your
my
dog. That's
day to day.
That's your
and
dog.
yesterday out the blue, like we wasn't even talking. The nigga just hit me like, love you, cuz, like, and it was just that. I told him I love you back, and that was literally, it wasn't no convo after that. It's just like
I started doing that. I started doing that shit too.
You feel me? Like,
remember, love that nigga, bro.
Let that nigga.
Y'all be like, love
that nigga back.
This wasn't even that.
No, but just think about that. That speaks to what we're saying. In a sense where it was like niggas didn't want to say I love you, Mista, I love you, Sean, I love you, Reg, I love you, Ivan, Ziggs, Malika, CeCe, I love you. But
that boy gay.
Trigger warning.
What Idris Elba said?
Trigger warning.
That feet shit. That's what gay.
That boy gay.
All right, we're saying it too much.
Yeah.
We can't have a minute of that. That's a long minute.
My bad. That was like 12 seconds.
But nah, real shit.
Longer than sex.
Hey, yo.
I hate this nigga.
It's true.
Much. But it's real, man. Like just to break something like I love you up and try to make it sound like a tough nigga is crazy.
Let that nigga back. All right, cuz.
Yeah. like it felt so like I had to learn it because it wasn't from a culture I was, but like I know street niggas talk that way, so it was like that's where I learned that from, the whole love that nigga, bro. Like that's where I learned that from.
Let that nigga.
Cause you know it didn't come from me. You know what I'm saying? So it's really interesting how, you know, the aftermath of what, you know, you really see the cause and effect and how really back then they didn't know. They didn't know how to communicate. It was like, man, a man is not supposed to cry. Was really like a narrative. You're not supposed to show no emotion. You're not supposed. This was a narrative that was taught by mothers and fathers and grandfathers before them and whoever. It was taught by the older generations, and we're seeing in real time,
You know,
generation after generation, that like, all right, maybe that shit don't work. Until we have these kids now who are expressing themselves too much.
I don't know. I was just gonna say, like, I don't know. I think that still helps in a way. I don't think
It
you
does.
can show a lot of emotion as a man.
I think there's
And that's just reality.
You to show it. No, I think to just walk around being an emotional nigga is a little weird. But
yeah, because men
To
do
be
have the
able to-
ability to just like leave their shit at home and go do their fucking job. I did notice that. That's a little bit different. Like
but
we can just
to
be like, yo, this,
to not know how to feel it, to process it, to express it, to receive it, like if as men we taught exactly what we just said and none of the other shit. So we got 90% tough nigga and 10% kind of, you know, I feel stuff.
But yeah, I was just gonna say, like, that shit can become a crutch to you in the sense where it's like I was taught to like not show emotions and shit. Like my mother was kind of hard bodied with shit like that. She was raised me and my sister.
your mother's a real
sister.
nigga.
Yeah, like she really a real nigga. So I was taught to be a man through her. Like, and I had like father figures and shit, but it's like, don't be no bitch ass nigga type shit. Like, don't show no emotion. So, and that shit in my adulthood is like, I was depressed, and I'm like, every day I can't show nobody, like, I'm going through some shit, but I'm fucked up right now, but I just gotta keep it pushing. Like, that shit gonna fuck you
to
up.
the point where the people that you call friends, you don't want to feel that secondhand embarrassment of just communicating to them that you're going through something. Cause I mean, like, damn, this nigga over here is sad as hell. Like,
I wouldn't call it embarrassment, but it's just like you
shame,
feeling vulnerable and shit. Like, where it's like you seem weak or something like that. Like, so I don't know. Like, you gotta get past that shit and become comfortable with it. Like, you gotta find your person to, I guess, lay the weight on or whatever the case may be. Like, and once you get to that, you gotta evolve into therapy or something. I didn't evolve into that yet, but like, I've grown to like talk about the shit that I go through, so it ain't weighing me down through my life, and I'm struggling through my own life, even though people looking at me like I'm strong as fuck. That shit can become a crutch. So
that's why
teaching people to be like,
because then in the
show
moment,
no emotions and shit like that, that shit will fuck them up in the long run.
Bro, in the moment where you need to feel, you don't know how.
Bro,
in the moment where you need to show expression, where you need to let people know that you do feel something, like it gets to a point where, bro, like I don't like at funerals, like for close family members or whatever, like I don't feel the same level of like, I look around and people are sad and I don't understand it. Almost to the point where it's like, and it doesn't, it's like, all right, but stuff goes on. Like that's literally my thought process. Like,
I think that's what started to happen when you start to understand life. Because somebody in this room is gonna watch all of us die. Like somebody in this room is gonna be the last person to be like alive. Literally, it's like it's just a fact.
What if it's a tie?
Fucking yeah. What if it's a tie? Right? What if niggas all go out the same way? All right, what's up, nigga? We all going up at the same time, bro. Like it's happening, bro. Don't wait, don't fight this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we all doing this together. We spoke about this on the podcast.
Let's not speak that into existence.
Like at all. The power of the tongue is so.
Yeah. Very important. Haha, good job. But
yo, I just did biceps.
But I think the more you live life though, the more you start to realize like these things happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's gonna come a day. I mean, we all dread that day, but there's gonna come a day where the people who you care about most, like they go, and you got to figure out a way to move past that. You're gonna learn how to do that by doing that. But the more you go through it, I think like you become. It can be known, but it can also be like more just understanding and appreciative of the fact that okay, like life is hit its finality, and this what was going to happen anyway. So let me take that time that person was able to give me, and let me just carry their spirit on for as long as I'm out here. Because like you really have no choice, and like I think the more you go through that, the more your emotions kind of get removed from it in a way. Like my uncle just died, my mom, oldest brother, and like she's coping with it, and obviously like it's hitting her, and it's hard for her, but she also understands. Like she just that's. Like we get in there, so her emotional acknowledgement of it is important, but she also know that this just like we coming up on that time. So let me just kind of take the good that I had and roll on with that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even when like emotional, not necessarily intelligence, but like acknowledging like how you feel and things like that. There are a lot of people that struggle with that. I know some people struggle with it day by day. Perfect example, myself. I grew up in a home where we went to church damn near every Sunday, right? And I don't mean to be religious or anything like that, but the Bible speaks of us holding each other's burdens, like being able to talk about those types of things. And I'm an emotional person, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I should be able to like discuss, certain topics with certain people, like whether it be my parents, whether it be friends and stuff like that. But I also grew up playing football. And what is the stigma?
Is a motherfucker,
right?
Man.
What's the
That's
stigma?
The thing,
what's the stigma about a football player? It's supposed to be tough.
My son can never play football or box.
And right, I ain't gonna lie, I would never allow my mother, my child, to tell me whether or not my son could play football.
Anyway, Reg.
So
no, but I'm not saying that as like a bad thing though. Like as like I just
Reg.
So in that same space, it felt like it was difficult for me to like actually talk to my pops about like what goes on with me, because it's like, oh, stop being a bitch. Like, you're supposed to be a man and stuff like that. But then as I got older...
He would say that?
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. I just heard my dad, and like he's the same nigga that's just like, stop being a bitch. Like, that nigga dad said, like, I don't believe in therapy. I'm like... He was like,
you're an offensive lineman. You're a protector. You're not supposed to be crying over nothing. And like, as a kid, I'm just like, you're supposed to be my pops. Like, I'm supposed to like talk to you about certain things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I will always go to my mom about certain things. But then as I got older, I noticed that he's been wanting me to open up to him about things that I go through. But how can I do that if A, you're going to tell me to stop being a bitch, or B, use it against me?
So
but
can
gotta
you?
be mindful of how he was raised,
And that's what I was about to say.
And how he's grown up too,
so-
because now he's probably now gotten to a point where he
and
say, "Nah, I
then-
needed that. When I didn't do that
Your father's
before."
at a certain point in his life where he's stuck in his way. You're
Do
not
you-
gonna get him out of that way.
Do you think? Do you think? Do you have like it's like but having an understanding of where people came from or whatever, it helped you deal with them. Like my mom say this all the time, and I've kind of taken this term, and I just kind of take this shit with me every day. Meet people where they are, bro. Meet people where they are right now today, and you can't meet them nowhere else but there. So if today he wants to do this and he's showing you that he wants to listen, you get every time when you give him an opportunity to listen, if he don't listen, you can just stop talking. Because at the end of the day, you already not talking. So it's like you can stop talking and say to niggas like, yo, this is exactly why I don't talk to you. And this is why our relationship is the way it is. And be like, I'm going to go about my day now. Have a good day. But you got to be...
like that.
No, but you do got to say it that way. Because we men. At the end of that, you got to tell that nigga exactly how it is. You know why? Because he's a man and so is he.
You got to tell...
Especially
shit,
your dad.
You got to tell niggas shit straightforward. Like, or they not going to understand.
He don't read minds.
When we don't, and all of that gray area shit, like women specialize in the gray area. Like y'all some gray area niggas. Men though, black, everything black and white, bro. And you know, black and white make gray.
It could be something going on. It be like, hey, bro, we got a problem. Like, nah, we got a problem. It's a little. We don't got a problem though. Nah, all right, bet. All right,
Yeah,
bet.
it's like
I'll be saying like, yo, if you want me to take the trash out, tell me to take the trash out. Don't sit there and be like, the trash need to be taken out. Okay,
Thank you.
So get somebody to take the trash out. But if you want me to do it, say, Rashawn, take the trash out.
Ready? This the other favorite shit. Do you wanna? No.
It's just an example. It's just.
Do you want to do this for me? No. Will I? Absolutely. Whatever it is you need me to do something, you ask me to do something? Yes. Do I feel like it? No. I want to sit right in this chair where I'm at. Because if I want to do that shit, I was going to do it without you having to ask me. Period.
But if you want me to do it.
But if you express to me that you want me to do it until it gets to the point where I know that's what you expect.
Oh, so that's what the gray area is.
Yes.
Because I tell people all the time, I'll be like,
she said, "Oh, so that's the grade."
I tell people,
nah, I'm gonna tell you X, Y, and Z, and that's it.
That's what we.
That's what niggas fuck with, yo.
I be saying women want shit done on their time, right? So if you tell me like the trash need to be taken out, like whenever you get a chance, then.
Whenever I get a chance.
But if you want me to do it now, then tell me to do it now.
Niggas be like, yo, whenever you get a chance, take the trash out. And then walk by every 15 minutes looking at the trash and being like,
I ain't get the chance yet.
But y'all know that that's what we mean when we say what we're saying.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Say that. Why don't you just do it?
All you have to do is say it. You spending way more energy being like, the trash need to be taken out. Just walk past and be like, take the trash out.
If you know what we mean, why you didn't just say that? Why didn't you use the real words that went there in the first place?
Because
like, can you
don't know how
please?
your reaction is gonna be.
Your reaction to a nigga who care about you when you saying, can you please take out the trash?
She gonna be, yo, we gonna be like,
yeah, look, ready? Get the problem, man.
Right, we gonna do it. We gonna do it. We might be like, but we gonna do it.
That's the part they don't fuck with. They don't want to hear.
Yeah, don't nobody want to hear
I be jealous. Like
now y'all walking away cussing in whatever language y'all say.
Hold on. It'll be moments like I might be playing 2K, a game you can't pause
at all.
And my girl might need some shit from her car. I like just run out while the game is on to go get something for her. Like,
big nuts. Ready? I'm going AFK right now. I'm going AFK.
Do I not do that? I play 2K with both of these niggas. Yesterday. If you ask me to do something, I will do it. It's just when you like be on that little.
Just the timing.
Y'all think it's petty?
It is.
It's passive aggressive.
Okay.
It's passive aggressive because you not like that. Say nah.
Not y'all. Y'all be 5'3". Trying to be playing big dog and shit.
Yo, you wanna know what's so crazy? Just talking about that.
My fault,
Last
G.
week I was at work, right?
My fault.
And I was just looking out the window, and it was a little female. She had a handful of her nigga's hair pulling him down. She was a little female.
He liked that
and
shit.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah,
but she had one hand out. like, give me, but I know she was asking for his phone. No, that's what most bitches do. They ask for the nigga phone. She had, and I'm like, yo, this nigga could really like toss you right now. Like that, like I don't know. That shit blew my whole mind. Just talking about girls being 5'3", they be feisty and but still, like I just thought that shit was.
Don't grab my hair.
She had a
yo, y'all be going through phones?
No.
Yo, we asking every woman that from hell now.
No.
Every woman that comes, y'all.
Have y'all ever went through a phone?
Yes.
Y'all lying.
Password to my nigga phone.
What'd you
I don't
find?
need none of that.
Let me tell y'all something.
Y'all ain't never gonna
the wrong nigga.
Tell y'all something.
For what?
Y'all are,
And then
first
he
of all,
got
y'all are
two phones.
stupid.
Why do I need to go through?
Y'all are dumb.
Bro, CeCe's
I
the
don't have to
worst
go and look
nigga
for
ever.
How we
anything to
done?
find it.
She's
Y'all
be like,
gonna
bro,
tell
go through his phone for what?
Y'all are gonna tell yourselves. Y'all are not.
don't-
No, I'm not. Doing
I'm not
that.
disagreeing with that statement. I'm just saying y'all lying.
That's not
Y'all know
true.
y'all went through a nigga
You wanna
phone
know how that's
before.
not true?
I have
I
went through
never
a
said
nigga phone
I never went through a
before.
man's phone before. I never
So,
said that.
my
But
reason
am I
to
going,
ask-
at my big age of 28, am I going through a nigga's phone? Absolutely.
So y'all
reason
never
for-
gonna go through another phone again in your life?
I'm
Again in your life?
never, but
I ain't never gonna do it because I'm gonna go through your phone and find something and create my own narrative.
If you're not ready to leave that shit where it's at.
leave that shit where it is.
If you're
I'm
not ready to leave that shit alone.
I'm not.
Bro.
I'm not about
So
to.
now-
Yeah, she's talking.
Bro,
She's
Talk.
bro, I'm not doing
Malika,
that.
Nigga,
I'm not doing that. Shouldn't be.
Talk.
I like that, but
But you ready? So here's why I asked this question though. When you did it, right? How did you approach the nigga about going through the phone?
I went through shit terribly. Like I found some shit and I was like, oh nah, like this.
You start throwing hands.
How did you approach him about it?
I was literally, I woke this nigga up out of his sleep. Yo,
And you was
She
like,
yoked that nigga up.
Yo,
Hey, yo, my mans.
What
That's
the
so.
fuck?
I'm asking this question for a
not my
specific
avenue.
reason,
I don't do it like
No,
that.
I didn't hit nobody. but
You
I'm
woke him
like,
up or you
what the
yoked
fuck
him up?
is this?
right?
You tapped him?
So
You yoked
he
that nigga
knew
up.
immediately that you went through his phone,
He was asleep.
right? But what I'm saying is,
I had his
as
phone
soon
in
as
my
you
hand.
came to him, right?
Yeah.
They always wake you up like
went,
that.
He knew you went through his phone when you brought it to him.
Catch
He
him
knew
up.
already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Malika, go.
All right. So when I went through his phone and I found what I found, it was a mental note that I put in the back of my head.
Oh, you one of them.
Cool. I'm never letting no nigga that I talk to listen to this podcast. 'Cause I'm about to tell we should be shit. I put that shit in the back of my head.
I'll do what they want anyway.
Cool.
We fucked up.
Put that shit in the back of my head. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to act normal. Cool. I'm going to bring something up the next week and ask you a question that's going to trigger in your mind like, oh, this bitch know.
I'm not sitting on that.
Yeah, I know. I do know.
you know when y'all
And
do
then y'all
shit,
tell
you
yourself.
know when y'all do shit like that, the real niggas we know. And
Yeah, we know.
stay along.
Yo, what? Hey, you ready? So, hey, yo, ready? I'm gonna look at all the men in the
Logan is
room.
crazy.
I'm gonna look around at all the men in the room because I had this conversation.
When
this
you
week. Hold on,
committing
wait.
crimes, you gotta know you eventually gonna get caught. So you kinda
Yo.
gotta
No,
act.
y'all
Do
get
you
caught.
listen?
Y'all are
Dark
dumb.
comes
Listen,
to light.
listen. All the men in the room.
Unseen.
All the men in the room. If she don't have no evidence, she has no evidence confirmed. You know that there was nothing that she could have seen, but she is telling you the story like, yo, I know you did this, that, and the third, and you know she don't got no proof. Are you copping to that? No.
What you mean? No. We don't come to y'all with shit that we don't have proof
I
of.
feel what you said. First of all, respect. Yo,
I'm not doing that shit.
women
I don't
throw
have
pasta
proof.
at the wall hoping it sticks,
But
and they
if
catch
they-
niggas like that.
No,
Listen.
But
listen
wait,
to me.
wait, wait.
Hold on.
I'm not
Stop.
telling you
In real time on that couch, my little brother got
yeah,
right
yeah,
there
yeah,
in that
yeah,
seat
yeah,
that
yeah,
Zig is in
yeah.
right now. Nigga said
And we
she
told
texted
him,
the nigga.
and we told
she
him.
texted him and was like, so you out kissing bitches in the club. It was his birthday, right? The night before. He
And
was
this
drunk,
nigga
right?
said sorry.
He said sorry.
And we was like, yo, why the fuck you saying sorry, nigga? I was like, what the fuck?
Did you do it? He was like, I don't know, but like I was kind of wilding, but like it wasn't no. I'm like, nigga, you said sorry and you're not sorry and you don't know what you're sorry for.
And then she,
Wait,
and then she hit him back saying, haha, I'm
No,
just playing.
we taught him the real life afterwards.
Yeah,
Nigga, do not, yo.
yeah.
And that was what I was trying to. It's like, yo, you didn't do nothing. You saying sorry. I'm like, she could literally have been like joking because she came out and was like, oh, I was just kidding. But you was for real worried.
Which was
over
the
here.
dumbest shit I ever
Like,
seen in my
nigga, grow
life.
some nuts.
I was
like,
just kidding. It's crazy. I'm
Yeah,
not doing
that's
that
crazy. Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
kid-
and literally,
over here.
I said to him, I was like, see, look at these nut ass games that niggas is playing. Like, she's talking about, I'm just kidding, and you over here sweating because you knew you was doing
I
something
ain't
you
gonna
told
lie
on
though.
yourself.
I ain't gonna lie though.
that's what y'all
I ain't gonna lie though. As a man, if you know you out here doing some dumb shit, if your lady come to you addressing that dumb shit or something within the vicinity, then you know, like, even if you don't know what proof she got, you know she got some type of proof. So at that point, it's just about how you're going to choose to operate.
Right. So here's my issue with people coming to you with proof, right? Because, right, in the court of law, there's something called discovery, right? Everybody has access to all the information that is going to be used against them. Women, like Malika here, like to use information, but they're going to tuck it, and they're not going to provide it all.
But relationships,
I never said I wasn't going to provide.
Relationships are
It
not
just
the
sounded
court of
that
law.
way.
That's the thing, though.
I never said I wasn't going to provide it. I never said that. Because after
Reg's 2 for 2 today.
After you lie to me, I'm pulling out those receipts like, oh,
Bingo.
that's really crazy.
See, and you
thought
call
that
them
I didn't know.
receipts, and I'm glad you called them receipts because the receipts should have been present at the beginning of the conversation. Why?
Absolutely
You
not.
get your receipt
For what?
after you buy stuff right
This is not a court of law.
That's why I said it's not the court of law.
This is not the court of law.
Because realistically, you should be honest from the rip.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not
So
about
are
to
they
sit
being
on
honest?
this
Are they being deceitful by asking a question?
But you
giving
can't control
giving
how people react to your
giving
dishonesty.
off the impression that you do not have information.
No, that's wrong.
Hold on. Just let me land this plane here, and then we can talk about whether it's wrong. If asking a question under the premise that you do not have the information to solely see if this person will divulge the information that you already have, is that not deceitful?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. We can go anywhere else. I'm glad I don't have anything to say that because I know it is.
How is it deceitful?
How is it not?
All I did was ask you a
Asking
question.
the question under the premise, key word, you're asking that question like you don't already know the answer. But you do.
I want to see if you're going to lie.
Oh, so you're trying to see something that I don't know what's going on. So you're asking this question under the guise of trying to get to information that you asked for, but really, as you just said, you're trying to see if I'm going to lie. That's not deceitful.
The problem here is that what you're saying is 100% right, but the ultimate problem is that the man is wrong. So like,
No. All I said was, all I'm trying to do is, at the end of the day, I fuck with what CeCe did the way she did it because it was like, yo, nigga, went through your phone, let's talk about it.
Word. I'm not about to sit on that.
Because at the end of the day, because that's where you see right there if a nigga's gonna lie. Because you told this nigga, went through your phone, right? I done seen it all. What's this about that? And a nigga like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Now he don't respect you.
Now he don't respect you at all.
I'm like, you see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you were straight up in being honest and being like, okay, like I have all this information. You wasn't trying to, let me see if niggas is gonna lie or do whatever. And then you try to pull a whammy out. Because like Mista said, 9 times out of 10, when niggas know that you know, it's like, all right, cool, you wanna play stupid? I'm gonna play stupid too. Every nigga in this room just said that, yo, I know that you don't have the information, there's no way that you see it, even though I know you tell the truth. Niggas is like, no, I'm not copying that. So that also means that niggas know when you have it. That question that you asked, niggas said that. Oh, you want to ask about so-and-so? I know it's no way that you even know that name unless you went through this conversation. Like, I know exactly where I mentioned this person's name the last time. Like, I'm in so many group chats, but I know what's going on in every last one of them.
He's like, all right, so look.
So as soon as you bring that up, it's like, oh, okay. So it's like you have this information. Okay. You gonna put it on the table? No, me neither.
And you don't think that's crazy?
I think it's just as crazy as what you're doing. I'm matching crazy. I was about to say that. Play crazy, play stupid, get stupid prizes.
Get stupid prizes. Okay.
I'm big on just addressing the situation.
And that's why when I'm like that, it's like immediately niggas either gonna
unless
accuse
I know
you.
how much information you got.
Niggas is either gonna deflect with the way she went about it. Niggas is either going to deflect, or they're gonna be like, all right, look, and they just gonna cop to it.
There's a nigga like, all right, so look.
So like, where do we go from there?
Well, you went through what he said in the beginning.
Yo, if I'm God, just tell me I'm God. But if you ask me if I'm God, no, I'm not.
What does Zig say? If you're not prepared to leave,
If
leave
you're
that
not
shit
gonna
where it's at.
leave that shit where it's at.
And I really agree with that
that's
because
why I
it's like, how crazy do you look causing a scene and then
They're two different
sucking
things.
dick later?
They're two. Wow, that escalated so quickly. Those are two.
Niggas in their head be like, so what was all that? See, look at you now.
What if you just say one thing I never seen was a girl to leave?
Hey, man.
That's not a fact though.
They be out of there.
I seen it.
Like Dirk, India, she's gone, brother. Give it up.
She ain't coming back.
Yeah, but he had like 2 babies.
She will be
on her,
back.
like-
She will be back.
I don't think she'll be back.
No, he had like 2 different babies on her.
Nah, he wild.
We seen worse.
Were his first baby mom.
She will be back. They usually.
Cheating is one thing, but
Having a baby is crazy.
having 2 babies on her is crazy.
It's crazy.
Washing your girl, yeah. That's crazy, yeah.
I'm tired of Shake. I just want everybody to understand that.
Yo.
You said it once.
Welcome to being friends with me.
Welcome.
You know, if you never say, I'm so sick of this nigga. We're not really friends.
I definitely have said that a few times. Nigga, I'm sick of you.
This is part of being friends with that nigga.
The definition of you are either gonna love me or hate me. There's a lot of people that probably just hate me, and I just be like, all right, well, fuck them niggas, man. It'd be all right.
Fuck them kids.
And then they come over to the other side, and they're like, ah, man, I thought you was, you know.
I'm not over the bitches calling me light skin, bro.
They called you what?
Bro, let it go.
Did you do light skin?
They said Mr. Sound light skin.
They said they listened to the pod and they thought.
You probably sound like the most light skinned. You probably sound like the most light
Now
skinned
you
nigga. I ain't
definitely
heard
sound
though.
light skin for sure.
But what do that sound like,
Yeah,
though?
what does light skin sound
For
like?
sure, for sure.
Well, she dark skin, so what do light skin sound like? Like, we here.
I'm actually more chocolate than you are, so I don't know if we're.
My fault,
What do
nigger.
you mean? This ain't light
Yo,
you want the extra ER? Like,
What you mean? Like, what you mean by that? I don't know what it means. 'Cause I don't know the words you're talking about.
What sounds like light skin? Like, what does
So
that
a
even mean?
lot of sometimes it's not really the truth, but a lot of light skinned men have like a softer, more timid type of voice. Like your voice is very like soft. It's not like it's chill vibes. It's not like yeah because da da da. No, you just be like
nigga said you sound like 3 buttons down from the top.
no. Nobody said
Hey, Cole, where you from?
That might be where they thought that.
Nigga said you sound like an open shirt.
It sound like Drake.
You sound like Drake.
Taco meat out vibes. Nigga sound
I
like
feel like that's a stretch.
this nigga sound like jet skis
It's
and
very. You can
margaritas.
sound black, sound white. I don't know. I mean, I guess, but sounding light skin.
Niggas definitely be sounding Asian. Like they be sounding that
Yeah.
Niggas be sounding Asian.
People sound. Yeah.
as much as we want. So he pushed that button. They don't though. Yo, so wait, hold on. So it's this lady, right? That she's been on TikTok, kind of like discussing the I don't want to call it a war, but like the differences or the combat sometimes between the Asian community and the black community, and how like essentially we were put against each other, or like the Asian people were given like why.
Hurry up and buy.
I can't even really explain it after that because it's getting real crazy.
Yo, turn his mic off, bro.
At the end of the day,
Hurry up and buy.
no, but it essentially the way she broke it down, it was just like, you know, that like in black neighborhoods back when people was getting like permits for businesses and stuff like that, like black people weren't given permits in their own, like they couldn't get loans and all that other shit in black neighborhoods, but they would give them to the Asian people. But then you have it, you double back because it's like, it's always like, oh, why we don't put into our community, But it's like they're doing like double damage because not only are they coming into the community and making money off, but they're not giving back to it. So like with a lot of other communities you see, like whether it be in like Spanish communities, Indian communities, like you can go down the list. All these other people, they keep it in their family, they keep it in their culture, they go to each other's restaurants. That's why you'll see like small Italian restaurants, small family restaurants been open for 40 years. Why? Because their grandmothers and their auntie and this person, that person, they all had their bar mitzvahs there, they all had this there, they all patronize each other.
But I feel like that also goes back to what they've taught a lot of African Americans who were born here, is that crabs in a barrel mentality. So even if they do get something, it's not like, oh, I got something, let me try to put somebody else on. It's like, oh, I got something, I need to hold on to it.
Yeah, but you know why? Because quite literally, just like being a token minority really was a thing here. You know, like it literally would be like they have a whole workforce of jobs, and it could be 10 spots for that one job, and one of them is for a black person, so they can meet the minimum of having a black person on staff. So when a black person comes into the store, they might spend a couple dollars too, because at some point, black people realize.
Bro,
so
I'm talking about some real shit.
And then at some point, white people realize that, like, oh shit, black money spent the same way white money do. We need some of that. We need some of that black money too, because we'll make more money. And that's why it's like, all right, cool. When black people get something, it's like, yo, like, for so long, it really wasn't enough to go around. Like, it really wasn't enough jobs for everybody to have. It was like, yo, if I get fired, Reg can have a job. But I'm working, so Reg don't got no job. And it would be shit like that because they're not hiring niggas.
No, but the thing that happens is everyone gets put in that position from the other races or ethnic backgrounds, and they're putting the people that they know on. So that's what they do as well.
Right, but they were, because of the way the system is set up here, they were able to. Niggas couldn't put niggas on because niggas didn't have shit to put niggas on. Niggas didn't have a business because nobody would buy from niggas except niggas. But there was, like, it was just a cycle of just going like this until somebody who was in the other side of the system looked at it and was like, all right, that's kind of fucked up. I'm going to lend some of my resources here. And, like, as in general, when human beings come together, like, more shit kind of works out. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, yo, we need every race, but at the end of the day, we're humans, and like shit kind of would probably be a lot better if generally everybody worked together and got along. Like, for this like planet thing that's going on here, like probably would work better. Like, we've seen it in every situation. I feel you. But yeah, man, this has been great conversation, man. Ladies, I really, really appreciate you guys coming through. If you want to go ahead and plug your social media again, you can. If not, it's cool. Thank you for bringing
the real.CeLine, 2 E's.
Yeah. You know? Word. Shout out to Rara.
Shout out to Baby. Nah, but fun fact.
Shout out to Rara.
Let's go.
Fuck. Shout out to Raul. The fuck?
But since it's Women's History Month, I just want to like drop a little fun fact that we weren't able to get a credit card until 1974.
And that's a good thing. Episode 94, End of Regulation Podcast. I appreciate you guys for coming through on.
Thanks for having us.
Nah, I'm just Why though?
What do you mean why?
Why wasn't y'all able to get credit cards?
Until 1974? Mm-hmm. Because of women laws, yeah. Exactly.
1970s, huh?
What you think? What you think they would have bought if they got it before 1974?
Hey yo, what's going on here?
They'd have bought it. They'd have bought it.
Kitchen.
Don't do that.
We're not about to do that. I actually just wanted to drop that fun fact.
No, that
and
is.
We're gonna leave it at that.
No, the disparaging rates that like women were able to get shit versus when we were able to get them is like super crazy. Like when you're actually
also better with money than you guys are.
And that's probably why y'all ain't getting no credit cards.
That's because niggas trick.
Niggas ain't want to be responsible. Niggas ain't want to be responsible.
Niggas be tricking and y'all always got more.
Niggas do be tricking.
Females be tricking too. You
said what?
It ain't tricking if you got it. They be having it. Niggas don't be having it.
Listen, what Lady London say?
No, that's on y'all niggas. Y'all not going around to random niggas and just tricking.
Yeah, like niggas will go to the club, not know shorty, and still spend bread. Yeah. Knowing he's not gonna hit, she's gonna go walk away and buy drinks from the next nigga, do whatever, and still do it. And that make niggas feel good.
Thousands of dollars a year. Thousands of dollars.
Like, and niggas will talk to like we made money off those niggas. I can name 5 of those niggas that go be downstairs right now. I would never do that because them the homies.
Really quick.
But
don't you guys have to do that to court us to get our attention?
No,
like that's a part of some of the tactics that you guys do to get our attention.
No, I'll buy a girl drink.
I'm not
to do that.
I'm saying some men.
In that setting,
Some men that's
Rip, though.
that's why I never. That's why I
get her
said.
attention.
But to get her attention, you're not buying her a drink.
Oh no, to get her attention, no, I'm not buying her. I just walk up.
If I fuck with you after having told you, it's like,
say
oh,
some
now you
sick
cool.
shit.
Yo, let me get two such and such to just walk up to you and just.
I ain't
doing
gonna.
that?
I'll buy a shot. I'll buy a shot over it though.
No,
I will.
No, I won't.
I've done it before. I've walked up to a table of women and just been like, "Yo, what y'all drinking?" Oh, all right, cool, and just get that.
Right, but that's not to approach one shorty.
I think that's a part of club culture.
That's kind of tricking.
Tricking
though.
is like tricking is, hey, send that bitch a bottle.
Was your intentions
It's crazy.
at that point? Like break the ice so you can fuck with somebody at the table? Was your intentions that, or was you just doing that shit because like you was enjoying the night? You was on some shit like yo.
I've done both.
Alright, but I'm saying not every single time that you've done it was.
Don't nobody want to hear that.
Every time we done that was. Every time I did that was.
Every time you've done that, it's like your sole
Damn
purpose
shit.
wasn't to.
Nothing
The nigga quiet now. Your sole purpose wasn't to just like, all right, I'm gonna trick off on her so I could like try to fuck with her for tonight. You was just doing it just cause. I'm saying not every single time you were doing it.
Oh,
that sole purpose.
no. It wasn't like that. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie though. You kind of, I mean, to an extent, depending on where you meet a woman, like getting a drink is somewhat, could be somewhat customary though. But it's like everything is with taste though. You know what I'm saying? Like I've approached a group of women and just been like, okay, cool, like they fire or whatever. I'll get some shots or get some drinks or whatever. Knowing, okay, cool, like if this breaks the ice well enough, there could be this person who I'm interested in that's now open to conversation because like I approach cool. But then it could also be like, yeah, it was just that and it was just that, and then after that, that just is what it is. Like they got around. So I'm saying we had a good time.
I gotta ask this because y'all here. I know we was ending, but we not right now. When is a requirement at some point for a man to spend his money on you? A man to spend his money.
When is a requirement?
Mm-hmm.
First date.
See, CeCe the wrong nigga. I told y'all, bro. She different.
No, but like what other
first
answer
date,
is there?
first date.
What do you mean by spend money? Like, what do you mean by that?
I want my nails done.
Like, is that what you're saying? Like, oh, you sending her bread to get her
On the first date? On the first date?
I feel like any date that I ask you out on, niggas should pay for. Like that's just me.
I feel like
For
that too.
sure.
Of course. I feel like that too. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But you know the wrong person to talk to. Why the fuck am I here? You talking about CeCe the wrong? You don't want my fucking opinion. CeCe the wrong person to talk to. Like,
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I had bread, I'd spend a lot of it doing shit that like I know I wouldn't get nothing for. Like just cause I go.
You would be a trick.
Yeah, I would be a little bit of a trick.
Do you feel like all men would trick if they could trick?
Yeah.
Nah, there's some cheap.
Niggas do it at the club. Niggas, it be niggas who don't go out, but they going out with their mans. All right, cool. They gonna go out and
Fuck
then
it, get a bottle.
Fuck it, we'll get 3 bottles, and this nigga don't even drink, and he just be in a sec, just chilling, just looking around for some girls. Man, he might talk to him. He ain't about to leave the section though. He ain't smoking no hookah. He step outside, smoke his weed, come back in. 3 hours later, boom, he the designated driver. No, nigga, I'm out there tricking.
Yes, we are because we done gave them niggas the bill.
Oh yeah. We get niggas a bill, but not from experience of being that dude. Nah, but I just mean like like that's essentially like that's a form of tricking, depending on how you moving.
I don't know.
I feel like you can do anything as long as it's with taste and you're not trying to do too much and you're not trying. All right, cool. You want to go to the club, get a session, cup of bottle. All right, cool.
Like if
you're getting 4 bottles and shit for girls, we ain't finna.
If when you go out, that's how you go out. Go out that way, bro. But if you going out right now like that because she over there and you want her to look a little to the right, that's not it.
Unless you got it, then you do whatever the fuck you want.
But the thing about it is, a lot of times the one who's the quiet one is really the one with the money. The one who's jumping around acting absurd is not the one who has the money.
Sometimes.
Because you don't brag about it when it's a lifestyle. When it's a lifestyle, all that you're doing is chill vibes for you. Like, this is regular.
That's what I said. If you go out like that, go out like that. Look, when I ask, look, when we going out, where we going and who's going? Where we going and who's going determines a lot of time if I'm going. Truthfully. What are we doing? What is this life
we
like?
are not the 50. Shout out to my homie Tenny.
We are not the 50 boys. Shout out to Tenny.
Shout out to Tenny out of Woosie out there. doing his fucking thing.
Everywhere niggas would go out, niggas would be like 50 boy, and now all of a sudden
we are not the 50 boys.
Yo, because if bro come out, it don't matter what niggas got. He's like, I ain't had that.
Hey, yo.
Who the fuck? What we did last week, who the fuck ordered gratuity? Yo, that would be missed. I look at Ivan. I was like, you ordered gratuity.
And I love that.
Niggas in
Whatever that is, I love it.
What's going on?
Niggas ain't never been that good at math ever in their life until that gratuity get put on.
Niggas like 18%. That's about like 212, something like that.
All of a sudden, niggas do all the math in their head.
Yeah, right.
But be like this by themselves.
I hate the aesthetic prices of food now, bro.
Food's expensive.
Yo, did you see?
Joking shit, bro. I spent like $98, cause
You spent $98 on what?
I ate a burger.
Yo, did you see the video?
A burger with what?
No, did you see the video of the girl with the burger?
No.
Oh my god.
I did see that.
Yo, did you see the nigga responded?
No.
Yo, so this chick went out on a date with a dude.
You talking about the one who paid for the shit?
He ordered a burger, right?
As if it had cheese.
As if it had cheese. She was like, no, it don't come with cheese. She was like, is the cheese extra? She was like, yeah. He was like, I don't want it no more. He was like, nah, I don't want it. And
$3 extra.
it was $3 extra. And he said to her after the waitress left, like, yo, like everything is so expensive these days. So she was like, so she making a TikTok recalling the date or whatever. And she's like, so she tells the niggas about the date. She's like, so I just went to the bathroom. I called the waitress to the side. I paid the bill. They ate everything. She went to the bathroom, paid the bill. And she was like, and just left. Yeah. Like she just left the nigga at the table.
She paid.
Yeah, she paid the whole bill.
And then she
walked away talking about.
And then she texted him and was like, "You should have just got the cheese," and then blocked him. But apparently, I don't know if he responded.
Nah, he
responded. Did you see her response? So she responded after that, saying that they're going on like another date and shit like that, and because now people jelling off her telling her she should kill herself.
He literally had the burger in hand, bit the shit like, well, thank you, because like. He's like, I was about to pay $21 for this burger. And the fact that the shit don't come with no cheese, he was like, I'm good off that. Exactly. He's like, he's like, thanks for the meal. Bye. No, the nigga said, what he said? Ta-ta.
But what kind of meat was it, though? Was it like...
Hey, yo.
$20 for a burger. She bugged out.
But then shit.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. I do this for a living. Even Wagyu burgers, it's just ground beef, my nigga. Like, it's only but that much better it's gonna be. It's a cheeseburger, bro. The best cheeseburgers, truthfully, are just plain burgers with cheap American cheese on them, bro. No matter how extravagant you get, you can make really cool cheeseburgers, my nigga. But just, that's the only thing it's good for besides scrambled eggs. Like, American cheese, that's it. Like, that is the just a classic, like, cheeseburger. That's as good as it gets. Now, if you're talking about craft burgers and doing all this other shit, you can make cool burgers, but like, there's never a reason for a cheeseburger to probably be over $12. Like, you can't make it make sense to me because I know how like beef is marked up. Pause.
Yo, you be marking your beef up.
Nah, for real.
You be marking
like,
up
you
your
gotta
beef?
think, bro. Like, everything in the restaurant industry is marked up 300 to 400% or like some shit like that. So for food, it's like, yo, we gotta make 70 to 80% off it just to make money. So it's like, and there's that burger costs $21 to supplement the fact that the steak costs $48, but I'm only gonna make 24 off the steak because the cost of the steak is 24. So I take the trim and the other shit and the scraps and grind it up and make it into ground beef. And then I patty it with some other with like, you know, depending on how it goes. And now I sell it because the quality of the beef is better.
At the end of the day,
even though it's not.
At the end of the day, when you go out, you're paying for convenience. Somebody's making something for you and they're giving it to you.
That's exactly what she was saying.
If you have a problem with going out and spending how much money you're going to spend when you go out, stay the fuck home.
I agree with that, but I don't think bro was complaining. He was just making conversation, I feel like.
Apparently, they're going on another date. She made a whole video and she was like, and she basically was like, yo, like people are in my comments like talking crazy, whatever. She was like, but I'm a student, like I'm broke. But at the end of the day, if I choose to go out, like I know I'm overpaying for shit that's just like that I could easily just make,
but we gotta keep
whatever.
in mind, this was an Indian fella.
Yeah,
they're frugal people.
Yeah, for sure.
This is not me generalizing. This is just my experience with these people that, like, literally, at the end of the day, he's like, yo, like, I don't value a single slice of cheese at $3, so I'm not going to spend it. You're absolutely correct. Just like for the same people who don't tip, and for the same people who don't believe in gratuity and all these different things, if you going out and you don't want to spend the cost to go out, at the end of the day, it costs X, Y, and Z to go out. If you're not going to spend that, fine, don't go out. Bye, CeCe.
Bye, guys.
Sassy.
First of all, why the fuck do I have this in my hand?
Raised by a single mother.
I meant to give it to you.
Oh, it's TJ's car, guys.
Keep it for when you have a kid.
Yeah. Hey, yo.
Wish your kids are all my niggas.
But like I said, you're right for that. But at the end of the day, I feel like it was just a conversation thing. And bro was like, bro, like $3 for some cheese, like I'm good. I don't need that. Like, I know for a fact that plus $7 to add chicken to a salad is wild. 6 ounces of chicken doesn't cost $7.
But that's not my that's not
it's
my
not,
fight.
but
that's
it's
not my fight.
it's
I went
not
out
your
to
fight.
I went
It's
out
not.
to get what I wanted, and that's it. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, I don't cry when I go out. If I go out and the bill's $100, I'm paying $100 because I knew I was going outside and I'm gonna pay for it. That's it.
Right, but I think but you know what it is? It's just and you kind of just spoke to my point. It's how you value going outside. See, some people look at it as like, you know, they go out to experience just the outside part. They don't want to pay or have to lose their money. That's their thought process. So the way that they value, the way that some people value, like I'll take Zig for example, right? It's my man's, right? But the way that Zig values food is not the same way I value food. It's not even close. So like I prefer a nice cohesive meal. It's got to be like this. He'll eat what's necessary for nutrients and whatever, and he just, you know, I'm not saying it don't have to taste good, but like it doesn't have to be that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the value is that it's placed on just a meal is different.
Okay.
So the way he's going to go about feeding himself is going to be different than me. So it's no different than how that person chooses to spend that money on that cheese. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, it's my burger. That's a bar. I'm here. At the end,
Heinekens deep spending money on
that's the episode name. Yeah. We going. That hookah really sounds like a bong, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Like real. That's all. Like I like at the end of the day, you want to spend $3 on cheese? Go right ahead. Me being on the industry side, I have a completely different outlook on all of that type of shit. Like, and that's why when I go out to certain places, like I may not spend that money at this place, but if I go here, I may pay for it because I know it may be different here than there. But
I just wanted to say fuck gratuity, bro.
I don't feel like that.
I don't feel like that either.
Do you guys get paid?
But what I do,
servers get paid with gratuity? Is that the
servers get paid with gratuity? But what I do fuck with, and this is a thing that it started years ago in San Francisco, but a lot of places are doing it now, is
18%?
No, not that. So, and it's a European thing as well, but removing tipping in general and paying servers hourly wages. 100%, I guarantee you it would increase the quality of the work field for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because people who work for tips, 9 times out of 10, like, and this is coming from being that, like, my main concern and what I'm taught mostly in my training is how to drive sales. It's not it's to drive sales because the thought process is my money is going to be a percentage of that. So at the end of the day, the servers that you guys have today are not servers. They're not wait people. Like somebody who takes pride in their work probably won't even go by being a server. They prefer to be called a waiter. But at the end of the day, it's like, why? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm a salesperson. I drive sales. If I don't, like, the servers who don't make money for the restaurant usually don't get put on a schedule. They get replaced. It's like, why? Because I don't make money when you're here, man. At the end of the day, it's a money-driven business. But if you paid that person, I'm about to lock it like his mom. If you paid that person hourly and not of gratuity, the customer wouldn't complain about gratuity. That's one, because it wouldn't exist. For two, you would also simultaneously, like, people would have to be good at their job. You couldn't just walk into a restaurant and call yourself a server. Having a job as a waiter would mean something. at the end of the day, the restaurant industry gets away with having a 150% damn near free workforce.
Y'all getting pimped.
Well, not y'all.
Not y'all, but I'm saying.
But in general,
they get pimped.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like we used to joke around, call ourselves strippers, but that's really what it was. We'd be like, "Yo, go shake your ass, nigga. We need to make some money," and that's really what it was. And all we doing is making money for Ivan. And Ivan sitting back like,
you know, it's a cool.
and we just hand our money, and at the end of the day, and he's like, "And here's your cut."
So
So yeah, slaves. What? So yeah, slaves. Indentured service.
We did indentured
no,
service.
no, niggas made bread. Niggas made bread. You know what? You know what's a good business model? Paying what you think something is worth.
Like the barter and trade system is the best.
Like just like where nothing has a price on it. You just you pay what you think it's worth. So like you go out, you eat a burger, it's good, whatever. Like you pay what you think it's worth. Like you cop an album, you pay. But I mean, not to say that's what the I'm saying not to say that's what the general American system should be. I just mean if you can position yourself in a niche way to where you can have a specific type of clientele maybe or something like that to where you can create a type of experience that's not found a lot of places. I feel like that's a business model that could potentially work for small niche things. Not like an everyday business because you can't project sales and shit like that. But I mean like if I was to throw a concert tomorrow and then I was like, yo, it's tickets on Eventbrite. They don't got no price on them though. Pay what you think is worth to come to the show. Some motherfuckers might pay $50. Some motherfuckers might pay $10. Some people might pay $2. Some people might pay 30 cents. But depending on what you're doing, that could be like a dope, like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I like for the restaurant industry, that ain't gonna work.
Restaurant industry, that won't work. No, I'm saying not for the restaurant industry. I don't think that work. But if you're creating some type of experience for things, I think that's something that could work, depending on what you're actually doing.
But at the end of the day, it's like I fuck with the barter and trade, that type thing where it's just like at the end of the day, it's like you have something I value, I have something that you value. Mm-hmm. Let's see how we can quite literally break bread and make this work. Mm-hmm. Like you bring something to the table, I bring something to the table. Everybody can take something off it, as opposed to like having this currency where it's just like, okay, if I have a whole bunch of this, no matter what, I can have nothing to bring to the table, but I got this. Mm-hmm. So I'm more valuable than you.
Even though I don't know how to do shit.
Bingo.
I just want to have a closing statement on this, bro. I just got a question. How are you a man and you take tips for a living?
Oh my goodness.
This has been episode.
No, just go ahead. Just end the episode. Please just end the episode.
I just want to rock.
Oh my.
Buddy, episode 94 End of Regulation Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shake. We getting the fuck up out of here.
It's your boy, Mista.
How long was that?
This chocolate just bust all over my hand.
No. I knew it was going to do that to somebody.
No, hold on. This nigga just mentioned 5 guys after taking tips.
Oh my god.
And talking about shit, bust on his hand.
And it's on the chair.
5 guys.
So I'ma work every day till I get the finish straight. I get the finish straight. Yeah. I walk in this bitch, promethazine got me coughing and shit. Lean to my left, have a squat in this bitch. Audience lit, heard this from Zig, now they offer me shit. Talking a bit, she wanna fuck, but I got me a bitch. She says so what, so that got me a bitch. Can't fuck it up, but she want to and shit, yeah. I walk in this bitch, promethazine got me coughing and shit. Lean to my left, have a squat in this bitch. Audience lit, heard this from Zig, now they offer me shit. Talking a bit, she wanna fuck, but I got me a bitch. She says so what, so that got me a bitch. Can't fuck it up, but she wants to and shit.